Tonight, the presidential campaign is on the move to central New York.
Plus, SUNY Oswego students react to the announcement of Ozfest artists.
And how Governor Cuomo's travel ban is impacting students.
All that and more tonight on WTOP 10 News.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 News. I'm Justin Penman.
And I'm Crystal Cole.
Today should have been the first day of the National Conference of Undergraduate Research for 9 SUNY Oswego students.
Their trip to Asheville, North Carolina was set to be funded by the Research and Individualized Student Experience Office, or RISE, with state-funded money, making the travel illegal under Governor Cuomo's ban.
RISE Director Kara Thompson says she was upset when she learned the students would not be able to showcase their hard work.
I didn't really think it would affect students. I assumed that they would make an exception for educational endeavors. So once I found out that we weren't able to go, I was very disappointed.
Is working hard to make sure everyone involved is refunded properly.
SUNY Oswego recently announced the lineup and date for the 2016 Ozfest.
Our Jesse McWilliam has reactions from the students.
Last week, SAPB, alongside with SA, announced that Flo Rida, Dej Loaf, and Rich Holmes. For WTOP 10 News, I'm Jesse McWilliam.
In addition to low-priced tickets, SAPB and SA will have carnival games, inflatables, as well as food. Ozfest will be held on May 6th, the last day of classes. It's been more than a decade since the smell of chocolate left the Fulton air. Now crews are demolishing the Nestle plant in hopes the city can move forward. According to the New York Times, when the plant closed its doors, 80% of its employees lived in and around the area. Current mayor and former plant worker Ronald Woodward says that his city is trying to recover from the hardships left by the factory.
If you look at the inhabitants of Fulton that have lived here all their life, it'd be hard to talk to anybody that didn't have somebody or know somebody that worked there. The payroll in our community, like Nestle's, when Nestle's closed, their payroll was $22 million a year in this community. That's all gone now.
Mayor Wood, the first phase of the demolition will be done by early June. Now we're going to take a quick look at your weather with WTOP 10 meteorologist Lucy Bergman. Lucy, what's going on?
Thanks. We're looking at some radar and satellite imagery showing some rain coming into the area. We're at 44 in Oswego, 43 in Fairhaven, but if you look to the corner of your screen, you can see a little bit of snow mixing in there, and that is going to continue to push northward throughout the evening. So we're seeing a rain and snow mix, especially areas south of the Thruway for tonight. Some pockets of heavier rain certainly in the southern tier tonight, and Futurecast does a good job of timing out the rest of the evening, lining up pretty nicely with the intensity right now, bringing it through tonight at 2 a.m. Going to be dealing with some light flurries throughout the evening, but they'll increase in intensity and area throughout the morning. So by 6:30 tomorrow morning, dealing with potentially a messy commute. Tonight, though, we're dropping down into the 30s. 31 will be our low temperature with some windy conditions. So wind chill values going to be feeling colder than the 30s. So dress for the 20s, feeling like winter certainly. Waking up tomorrow morning, going to want to put a hat and gloves on the kids out to the bus stop. Some light snow possible and winds west 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusts even stronger than that. And the full forecast coming right up with the warm up for next week and when we'll see some rain again. Stay tuned. But for right now, I'm going to send it back to the desk with Justin.
Thanks, Lucy. With the New York State primary less than 2 weeks away, voters are getting ready to play their part in the 2016 presidential election.
Our reporter Savannah Straight has a look at how the election is shaping up on the SUNY Oswego campus.
I surveyed 100 students on the SUNY Oswego campus and found a decent level of interest among the student body. In 2012, 19% of college students ages 18 to 29 voted in the presidential election. In 2016, these numbers are on the rise, but opinions are still mixed.
I'm not voting because as a college student, I find that it's like really time consuming to pay attention to like political things where like I could be doing homework because I'm not like politically educated and I don't want to make a stupid decision.
For those more involved in this year's election, Bernie Sanders seems to be the fan favorite. 69% of students that were surveyed preferred Sanders as their candidate of choice.
The reason why I'm voting for Bernie Sanders is because I think that he's been consistent with everything he's stood for and what he believes in, and he could really help us out with his policies in terms of the wealth gap that America has right now and the middle class, because if nothing's done about it, and soon there's just going to be poor and then rich, and that's it.
Well, as a person of color and a college student, I feel like he makes the most sense out of all the other candidates.
SUNY Oswego has held multiple Rock the Vote events this semester and hopes to attract college students to politics. Candidates have been flocking to Central New York as the primary date approaches. Hillary Clinton was just in Syracuse exactly a week ago. So as voters head to the polls on April 19th, it looks like SUNY Oswego students will be really feeling the burn. Savannah Strait, WTOP 10 News.
Thanks, Savannah. Ted Cruz made a visit to the Capital Region today at McKeel Christian Academy. He spoke about his proposed policies of canceling Obamacare, getting rid of the IRS, and taking power from the EPA. He also mentioned that if his wife Heidi was the First Lady, that she would bring meat back to the lunchroom. This was a response to Michelle Obama's nutrition efforts in school lunches. Cruz will be making an appearance in Syracuse next week.
Hillary Clinton announced she will be opening an organizing office in upstate New York. Clinton's campaign decided that the new offices will be located in both Rochester and Westchester County. The Rochester Regional Organizing Office opening is scheduled for 6 p.m. at 1150 University Avenue. However, Hillary won't be making an appearance until Friday when she visits Monroe Community College in Brighton to speak more on her campaign in New York.
The 10th Mountain Division has deployed more than 250 soldiers to the Persian Gulf. 270 soldiers from the 1st Battalion left late Tuesday night to assist in Iraq and Kuwait. Those deployed will help and advise forces. The deployment is expected to last for up to 9 months.
Coming up later tonight, new laws are impacting the LGBTQ communities.
And updates on a car chase in Los Angeles earlier today.
But before we do that, we're going to take another preview at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Lucy Bergman.
Thanks, Justin. We do have some rain and snow on the way impacting tonight's forecast and tomorrow morning's commute. Full timing on WTOP 10 News at 10. Stay tuned.